Well, America, it is finally here. It is time to select our new president of the United States. Whether you choosing to re-elect the current president or select a new candidate, I just encourage every American to go out and vote. It is so important that we take this duty, if you would, this obligation to go out and let your voice be heard to make a difference. Even if your candidate is not nominated for the president for the presidency, at least you can stand by your vote and say, I voted for who I believe to be the best candidate to represent me, to represent my family, to represent my community, to represent my country. If we do not take this opportunity to go out and vote, then we are subjecting ourselves to whatever comes our way. And with that being said, I want to share this with you. I just shared a conversation with my son, my oldest son, about how this weekend could be the last quiet weekend in the country as we know it. What do I mean by the word quiet? If this election is close, either way, whether it's the Republican or the Democratic candidate, we could see an uproar which we've never seen before in this country. Everyone is tense. Even though we're not the actual person that's going to occupy the White House, all of us are nervous. Who's going to be elected? Is it a fair election? Will my candidate get in? What happens if my candidate doesn't get in? What happens with my party? Do we resort to violence? Do we just accept the votes to be legal, to be lawful? These are the questions that each American needs to ask themselves. However, if you go out and vote, and if every American that is a registered voter goes out and vote, at least the majority of us, we as a country should be willing to accept that the election was fair. Forget about all the misinformation and all the disinformation and all the conspiracies that are out there. I believe that America will do the right thing by having a fair election, counting every vote that an American casted, and we will put the best person in the White House for the next 4 years. If it happens to be President Trump, so be it. If it happens to be, which would be a president-elect Joe Biden, so be it. But we as a country, we need to hold true to whatever the results are, because guess what? The rest of the world is watching. Take it from a veteran who knows, who spent many years overseas, who spent 26, 27 years in the military. The rest of the world is watching. We as a country is on the clock. Go out and vote. And if I have to say one other thing, go out and vote peacefully. Do not be intimidated. Do not believe or think that your vote doesn't matter. Oh, the polls say that this candidate is up by such high numbers, so what's the point of me going and vote for my guy? Or the polls say that this candidate is so high, that's the guy I want in. My one vote is not going to make a difference. It will. It does. Do not allow this opportunity. This is literally a once in a generational lifetime vote. They say that every 4 years, but this one could not be more important. It's so much that's at stake. So much really depends on who we select as our next leader for the next 4 years and beyond. When you are voting, don't just vote straight down the party. do a little research if you haven't been doing that already. And when I say research, do your own research. Don't be swayed by any news media. If you hear something on the news and if it sounds as though it's correct, challenge it. Go get some facts. Back it up with evidence. If it doesn't sound correct, don't entertain it. Go out and do your own research. Vote for your congressman. Vote for your the Senate. Vote. It makes a difference. Far too many times I've seen friends of mine that go and vote red all the way down the ticket without knowing anything about any of the candidates. They go vote blue all the way down the ticket. They know very little of the candidates. They think by voting for whoever's on the Democratic side for president that everyone else lines up. Vote for whoever's Republican president, everyone else lines up. It's not true. If you believe that, then you're not doing your research. And I'm not trying to scare you or invoke fear or anything like that, but I need you to understand how important it is to vote. If you have to wait in a long line, so be it. It's worth it. Let's make sure we leave a legacy for our children. When history looks back on 2020, we can say that we made a difference. We can tell our kids and our grandkids, and they can pass along that this was a pivotal point in history in the United States, and the American people came together and we determined where our country was going, not someone else, or not those who chose not to vote because they didn't believe it made a difference. Let's make sure we do that. God bless the United States of America, and God bless each American. Peace.